that you took the bait from Kamala Harris tonight. What would you say?
Great debate tonight. This was my best debate. We had a 92% rating in one poll. We had an 86% rating in another. We had 77% in another. We won every one of the polls that came out tonight, and there were quite a few of them.
You were asked if you would veto a national abortion ban, and you did not say yes or no. What is your answer to that?
So all you have to do is check it. It was a perfect answer on abortion, and I've done a great job in that, and I brought our country together. Thank you.
Yes or no?
After getting his ass handed to him in front of the country, Donald Trump continued to show everyone just how detached he is from reality.
Trade was everything, and I think it was the best debate I've ever personally that I've had. We're getting polls that show 92 to 6, 88 to 11. We're having a lot of great polls that just came out. Full polls and lots of other polls, but you see the polls. A very important debate. Now, she wants to do another one because she got beaten tonight, but I don't know.
Why wouldn't you look at her?
The polls are indicating that we got 90%, 60%, 72%, 71%, and 89%.
Where are you getting these numbers from?
Very good. But beyond the polls, I felt very good. I had a good time doing it. So I hope you're all having a good time.
Yo, this guy was damn near getting heckled in the spin room where he decided to tell people that pay attention to what he's actually saying that he somehow won this debate. It was his best debate ever. As a matter of fact, in the history of debates, no one has ever seen a debate done so perfectly. You know it, I know it, everyone knows it.
One tonight, why are you here? Why not let the performance speak for itself?
Well, I think it did, but people said, would I come here? And I made an obligation to a couple of people to do their show. But it was I thought it was a great night.
He thought it was a great night. You know, reporters were even asking why he showed up in the spin room if he claims he won so handily. You'd think that a candidate that entered the spin room right after leaving the stage would be welcomed there as a big opportunity, since surrogates and political allies usually do the spin. But I have to get the answer to one of those reporters' questions about where those overwhelming poll numbers he was citing came from, you know, since Trump wanted no part of explaining it.
Where are you getting these numbers from?
90%, 60%, 72%, 71%, and 89%. We had a 92% rating in one poll. We had an 86% rating in another. We had 77% in another.
He cited a bunch of numbers that I could only track down to something close to what others speculated that he was talking about. One of which was Newsmax, who treats Trump like a deity, so there's that. And when you look at the time remaining in these extremely scientific polls conducted on X, they have damn near an entire 24 hours left on them. One analyst that he didn't cite, though, was Chris Wallace.
I didn't think I was ever going to witness a debate as devastating as the one that you and Dana moderated back in June, where Joe Biden basically tanked his re-election campaign. I think tonight was just as devastating. I think that Kamala Harris pitched a shutout. On almost every subject I can think of. She shut Trump down on abortion. She shut Trump down on January 6th and democracy. She shut him down on national security and turned to the former president and said, the military leaders who served with you think that you're a disgrace. And then, as Dana mentioned, very powerfully at the end made the point that she is the candidate of change. We need to turn the page from a decade of division and polarization. On substance, I think she pitched a shutout, and I think she did on style as well.
Donald Trump's the only person that could have outdone the devastatingly bad debate performance of Joe Biden, who lost because he couldn't get many full sentences out while Trump lied. The former president was at full speaking capacity yesterday. It's just that his temperament, character, and vision of America is so rotted that the only way to avoid this embarrassment was to not show up at all. But it is a tactic that he just might take in the conversations about having another one.
Washington Post is reporting that she wants a second debate. What's your answer?
She lost. She wants it because she lost.
Do you have an answer?
Well, I don't know. I have to think about it. But if you won the debate, I sort of think maybe I shouldn't do it. Why should I do another debate? She immediately said, we want another debate. That's, you know what happens when you're a prize fighter and you lose? you immediately want a new fight.
You want a rematch?
You want a rematch. The guy that won is sort of happy and thinking about it.
Would you be inclined to say yes, or you
Maybe
don't know?
if it was on a fair network, I would do that. But
I think let Hannity moderate it.
yeah, no, I think
like
that
I
would be
did
fair.
Newsom and Ron DeSantis.
I think it would be fair. You would be fair, actually.
I would be
you
fair.
want to know the truth.
I'd let you both talk. I'd let you go at each other.
I thought they would be fair. They weren't.
Leave it to Sean Hannity to join Trump in illustrating just how unable he is to handle a debate without assistance from him. Notice just how narrow his dwindling list of trusted media figures keeps getting. It gets worse.
One is October 9th in Arizona.
Well, I wouldn't want to have Martha and Brett. I'd love to have somebody else other than Martha and Brett. I'd love to have, frankly, Sean or Jesse or Laura. Somebody else. Let's give other people a shot. But I didn't think Martha and Brett were good last night.
Trump got picked apart so thoroughly, he's providing Fox News with a list of their anchors that he's willing to accept to avoid a night like the one that he had. Bret Baier and Martha McCallum are too far to the left for a guy that says he handles world leaders with ease. If he had more time, he'd also exclude these progressive fighters from this approved roster.
Vice President Harris was clearly well prepared, practiced on the offensive much of the night. Former President Trump did take a lot of the bait that she threw out.
Make no mistake about it. Trump had a bad night. He rose to the bait repeatedly when she baited him, something I'm sure his advisors had begged him not to do. And we heard so many of the old grievances that we'd long thought that Trump had learned were not winners politically. And there they all were, talking about how he didn't lose the election and all that. I mean, so my sense is that she came out of this in pretty good shape. But for tonight, at least, this was pretty much her night.
You're saying she had a good night?
I'm saying she certainly did.
This what has to be thought of by supporters of Donald Trump and people in that campaign as a disappointment. I got reaction from Republican friends. The two common things were train wreck and he needs this to end. She conveyed the calm. She conveyed a preparation. She was tenacious on Russia. She had clarity about the future of the country. He was a little too gloomy, I thought. And when asked, I saw around the table, I've never heard Donald Trump not be definitive about a set of plans. He said, I have concepts of a plan. Here we are, 56 days from an election. You've been president before. He's got to recover from this.
This was rough. This was pretty intense at times. She started off shaky. She regained her footing. You watch this thing. If you're a Democrat, you're like, oh, she did a great job. You're a Republican, you look at this and you're like, that's Donald Trump. He had some moments where you were like, oh my God, where are we going with this?
But he missed more opportunities. And he took all the bait and none of the opportunities. She pivoted better.
She was exquisitely well prepared. She laid traps, and he chased every rabbit down every hole instead of talking about the things that he should have been talking about. This is the difference between someone who's well prepared and someone who's unprepared. Whoever did debate prep for Donald Trump should be fired. He was not good tonight at all. And what Harris did was what she had to do, which was to prove that she belonged on that stage. She has a voice that wants to try to unite the country. And Donald Trump spent more time talking about people eating pets, people at his rallies, and whether he had more or less than he did about the economy. And that is a huge fail tonight.